I'm Jake Hounds, and this is 1,000 Words or Less. Episode 15, In My Mind's Eye. I love my kids. As they enter their teenage years, I'm more aware than ever of our limited time together. There's an eye-opening statistic that by the time a child turns 12, 75% of all the time that you will ever have together has passed. I find that terribly depressing. It reminds me of something a friend said when my kids were born: enjoy the moment. It sounds trite, as if I wasn't going to enjoy birthdays or Christmas morning, egg hunts, family trips, or movies, and I did enjoy them. I think more than most dads get to. I was present every day, and for the most part I was home when they left for school, and I was home when they returned. I even got a couple of bonus years because of COVID lockdowns. We spent all our time together in those days, including daily soccer matches in the yard, which I suspiciously lost every time. As the season transitions from summer to autumn, and I find myself preparing the yard, untangling Christmas lights, and composting pumpkins, I recall our summer times together, with one memory standing out more than the others. We were at the cottage, and my wife and son were returning from a paddle around the bay, while my daughter did her trick jumps off the dock for me, and I read my vacation novel in paragraph increments. A few raindrops began to fall, and so I quickly started to gather up our stuff. But before I could, the skies opened and unleashed a heavy summer rain. But instead of scurrying up to the cottage, we looked at each other with a smile and simultaneously jumped into the lake. We were laughing, soaking up the moment, taking in one another's happy faces as the rain splashed all around us. In that instant, we were all together sharing the joy of our experience. Of all the fun times we had this past summer, this moment was truly the best one, full of laughter, joy, and a childlike irreverence. That memory lives blissfully in my mind. However, this experience won't make it to our social media feeds or be part of our annual photo yearbook. It's common to reach for a camera when something is happening, but the rain made that impossible. So instead, it survives as a memory. Somehow that makes this experience even more precious. Right after I wrote that last sentence, word came that an old family friend had died unexpectedly. I was shocked to hear the news, as I had thought about him earlier after seeing a Facebook memory. I always find coincidences like this uncanny. It happens to me quite often. When my mother died, I woke up sobbing from a dream, having fallen out of bed in my sleep. My favorite aunt died a couple of years ago, and I had a dream of a rogue wave hitting the west coast where she lived. These coincidences have happened enough throughout my life that I make a note when someone suddenly pops into my thoughts. I tried to remember the last time I saw my old friend, and it was a long time ago, maybe even 10 years. But because of social media, he seemed present in my life lots of times, especially liking my posts about my early morning runs and stuff to do with the kids. I'm sad that he's gone, and I'm sad for his family. He was a really good man, good friend, husband, father, and grandfather. I don't have a picture of us together. We were around one another during different times without digital photography, and those times spanned too many decades to admit. But I remember his smile, his wry sense of humor, and the way he made me always feel welcomed in his home and during family events. The funeral was solemn, as was appropriate, but also filled with humor and valuable memories spoken with sorrow by his adult children, and given context by the unending pragmatism of the rabbi, who said profoundly that words spoken from the heart go straight to the heart, which had us all a bit weepy. I took comfort in the ancient and simple Judaic burial rites, laying the blanket of earth over the casket, the intentional shoveling of dirt with the underside of the spade to trigger the awareness that our participation means something deeper and more important than simply filling a grave. Funerals are goodbyes, and whenever I say goodbye to someone, I think of two meaningful ideas. The first one comes from the Buddhist teacher Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche, who speaks about the genuine heart of sadness. When we are present and feeling the moment, there's a tension between whatever happiness is occurring and the reality that the present is fading into the past before our eyes. Everyone we know and love will one day die, and in those moments of goodbye, our psyche reminds us of that immutable truth. The heart knows. The other is an exercise from theater school, saying goodbye to someone you love, which is about experiencing the tension of goodbyes, which happen all too often in life. It embraces the realization that everything changes. Children grow up and leave home to start new lives. The aged let go of their withered forms, trading them for a mysterious, non-physical reality ahead, and so forth. There will come a time when the daily smiles of my children scurrying off to school or returning all bright-faced and smiling will only be a memory. Even now as I consider it, my world feels smaller, lonelier, and sad to the edge of tears. But it is that sadness that reminds me to experience all the feelings I have now and to cherish today. This very moment filled with love before the north wind blows, the sun fades, and the rusty leaves lose their grip and fall to earth. This has been 1,000 Words or Less. I'm Jake Hounds. Thanks for listening. 1,000 Words or Less is 100% created by flawed natural human intelligence. Please subscribe, rate, and share this podcast. I'm interested in your feedback. You can follow me on X Twitter @HoundsJake, Instagram Threads @JakeHounds, or email me, contact@jakehounds.com.